And next up and already waiting is Julian Grigo from Solarisbank, and he will generally talk to us about crypto and banking. Welcome.
Thank you, Marcel. And thank you also to the whole group behind Frankfurt School, Philipp Sandner and team. It's amazing what you bring here to stage and bring actually the whole crypto family together. So today I would like to start talking about some kind of a history of financial markets, recent history, that makes it very, very clear that we need a instant settlement infrastructure for crypto trading, also on the fiat side. So this is why my talk here is called The Benefits of Instant Fiat Settlement for Crypto Trading. So before diving into the crypto side, let's look first into the traditional security market and their problems in the legacy world. So what happened to the GameStop share in January 2021? So on this side, on the left side, you can see the share price in US dollars in January and February. And as you can see, it raised strongly from $25 up to nearly $400 and then plummeted down again to below $100. So why is that? First of all, why did it increase? That was because of there was a kind of a bunch of wild retail investors organized through Wall Street Bets, which is a subreddit of the Reddit internet forum, and people said, hey, let's adjust this price up and fight against the hedge funds, because some hedge funds short sell this stock, and that's the reason why it was so low. However, it turned out they kind of won, at least on the short term, and some hedge funds really got troubles. And then suddenly Robinhood, one of the biggest neo brokers in the world, maybe the biggest one, had to stop the trading, the buy orders for buying the GameStop share. And that was the exact moment when a lot of conspiracy theories rose, and people thought, hey, are they colliding with the hedge funds? Is Robinhood, because some hedge funds have also bought equity of Robinhood, so are they colliding now to help the hedge funds because they kind of diminish the buying power of the retail investors? Interestingly, though, this is not the answer to it, but we have a systemic problem here of the old infrastructure in the financial market when it comes to fiat settlement of trading, of stock trading. So let's look at how that works. So first, there's the execution. I, as a retail investor, decide to buy a stock at Robinhood or a German broker, a European broker, wheresoever. There's a legal agreement between the buyer and the seller. Then on the next day, T+1, 1 day after trading, there's the clearing. And there are clearing houses having a lot of cash buffer, and they invested, and finally the trade gets settled on the T+2, which is the settlement, actually the finalization of this trade, where there's the real exchange of the money and the securities. So, and interestingly though, because there were so many people who bought GameStop, and some people say that have been expected, because you would have to read also Wall Street Bets, then Robinhood should have known. Others say that was unforeseeable. Howsoever, this cash buffer of these clearing houses was locked up, and they had to stop the buy orders. And by that, the prices plummeted, what we can see on the chart on the left side. So basically, through liquidity, in order to limit liquidity risk, they had to stop the trading. So the question is now, can this be solved if we talk about crypto? If there's crypto trading, will we have the same problem? And the answer, unfortunately, is twofold. So it is solved basically in DeFi, because there's really delivery versus payment in one transaction with a smart contract. So I send in DAI to Uniswap and get out, let's say, Maker token, and pay a little bit gas fees with ETH. That's it. It's instantly settled, done. However, on the traditional trading of crypto assets, where there's fiat settlement in the background, so real euros or real dollars through the US dollar banking system or the European existing banking system have to do the settlement of this trade, then unfortunately we have the same problem. And that we can see here on this slide. On the left side of this slide, you can see the chart for Ether. And you can see this is the chart from 2021. Just recently in April, we see two troughs in the price. And what happened there? We know that in crypto, the settlement only takes 10 minutes for Bitcoin, or 15 seconds for Ether only, let's say with 6 block confirmations up to an hour or a couple of minutes. But then it's actually settled on the crypto side. However, on the fiat side, it's totally different. So even though we in Europe have the SEPA framework, it still takes 2 days. And especially when it's on the weekend, may even take more days, 3 or 4. And if we have a cross-country trade and their fiat has to be settled cross-country, then it's even more, right? It can take up to a week. So this results in a pattern where there was not enough fiat liquidity in the markets to kind of stop this plummeting prices, and there were liquidations and all this. But later in May, the same happened again. So what is needed here is, again, an efficient fiat instant settlement. So now let's look here a little bit deeper into the problem. Because we have a lack of instant settlement on the fiat side for crypto trading, we have risk for trading parties because they may not be able to trade anymore, especially during weekends when there's a lot of volatility and all the traders go into one market, they are empty of fiat. Second, there's capital efficiency. Let's say you're a market maker. You have a lot of fiat on the one exchange, you exchange it to crypto, but now you need your fiat again there to have more buying power. If the money needs 2 days, 4 days, if it's cross-country, even more days than 4 days, there's a high capital inefficiency, which is not good. If you send your money around and you have it with a counterparty, then you have counterparty risk. And in the end, you have liquidity management requirements, which means if you have your money here and your crypto there, you have to manage in order to be able to trade on two exchanges from the perspective of a market maker, let's say. You have to do a liquidity management. Or let's say you are a broker and you work with an exchange and a market maker. You also have to manage your liquidity, especially during weekends. Why is that so important? Because in the old world, Apple stock, GameStop stock, and BMW cannot be traded on a Saturday or a Sunday. However, crypto can, but the fiat settlement still does not work during the weekend. For who is that a problem? It's basically brokers, hedge funds, family offices, maybe high net wealth individuals, investment banks, other banks. They all have the same problem. The question is, how do we solve this problem? And we have an answer for this, and this is the one-stop shop solution. So what does this mean? We think you just need custody, banking, and brokerage out of under one roof. Let's say custody, you need a crypto custodian, you need a bank, and a brokerage service that really can combine then the crypto funds and the fiat funds and do this instant settlement. And I want to highlight this, the last bucket here, the brokerage one, specifically because a couple of months ago, we, Solarisbank and Solaris Digital Assets, published a new API, a new product that enables this brokerage. And as said before, there is a huge demand for instant settlement in the markets in order to prevent your end customers from not being able to trade. So therefore, we have a deep integration, as Solarisbank, we have a deep integration with an exchange. And this exchange, big crypto exchange, has an account with us, with Solarisbank. And let's say we have a partner who is a broker, and their end customers have their money also on our bank, on our balance sheet. Then through an easy instant booking, which can be done in a couple of milliseconds over the weekend, in the night, during vacations, on Christmas Eve, whensoever, 24/7, 365 days a week, a year, you can do an internal booking and send money from your end customers of our partners through the balance, through the internal booking to this exchange, and then by that have instant settlement of fiat, of crypto trades. So how does it look like? What we call the most complete infrastructure in Europe. So let's focus first on the slide in the middle. Here you can see a front end. This front is not from us. This is the front end of our partner. Our partner can be anyone, basically. It can be a mobility app. It can be Samsung, who partner with us. It can also be a banking partner of Solarisbank, a fintech. They build their front end. They don't have to do the heavy lifting with all the regulatory stuff, because we offer what you can see here on the left side. We have custody, the solution. We have a banking product, because we are a bank, custody because we are crypto custodian. And we also have a trading license. This is why we can now offer this new product, the brokerage, which perfectly combines custody and banking, crypto world and the fiat world. And since all these three services require also an AML obliged compliant onboarding, we have a KYC API, and all these four APIs, custody for crypto, banking for fiat, brokerage, to combine those, and KYC, you plug it into your front end, which you can see here in the middle, and you are enabled to offer crypto to your end customers. So what are the basic, the key benefits for this? First of all, instant settlement. I talked about this a lot, so I will not repeat myself here. Second, it's a fast time to market. Why is that? Because it's a single integration. You don't need to integrate with an exchange here, a market maker there, then you have a custodian, then you may have a KYC service. You may want also a card issuer. You have an AML monitoring service. No, you just need to implement with us, Solarisbank and Solaris Digital Assets, and through that, you have a fast time to market. And the last 2 points, it's security out of the box. So everything stays within Solaris and Solaris Digital Assets. And we have all licenses that are required to have this fiat to crypto on and offboarding. So no license required for our partners in order to enable your end customers to trade crypto. So now that we talked about how can this look like and how can this be done, now let's focus on why actually should you do that. And I think I have to hurry up a little bit. Some minutes were stolen from me. I think it only started at 18, but anyways. So first of all, if you want to win new customers, crypto is a perfect product to do that. So to give you one example, I think we, all the listeners and all participants in this round here, we are kind of the crypto experts within our friends and family group. So people usually ask us, "Hey, how can I buy Bitcoin?" So and this is a perfect indicator that this is a customer growth product. If you offer crypto, you win customers. Second, you can differentiate yourself. We may know a lot of people who already a lot of companies where you can trade crypto. For example, brokers, neo-brokers, exchanges, and many fintechs in the German market. But in the end, many others, there are much more companies who do not offer this yet. So if you offer that now, you can still differentiate from your competitors. Third point, there are new revenue streams that can be earned. For example, the brokerage fee that you can earn from brokering at crypto trades. Another thing is everything that will grow on top of it, be it staking, be it lending, centralized or decentralized, DeFi integration, maybe crypto collateralized lending, all these things that can be built on top of this basic product, which is custody and brokerage, will come in the future. We will enable you as our partner, and you can tap into these new revenue streams. And then the fourth point is drive customer engagement. Maybe a short notice to the organizers. I don't see the clock anymore because I see myself twice now. Maybe you can change that. So the fourth point is drive customer engagement. I think I'm not sure whether it was PayPal. No, it's back. Thank you. I'm not sure whether it was PayPal or someone else, but I heard that through offering crypto, they doubled their customer interaction. And doubling your customer interaction means you tap into, again, many more opportunities to cross-sell other products. So that's, I think, very interesting. And because this is not only about theory, we are already live with our partner that we are very proud of. Nuri, and maybe you don't know, but them the new label, but you at least know their old name. It's Bitvala. So Bitvala had a rebranding 2 or 3 weeks ago. I think Christoph is also on this conference, or Christina, and they are now called Nuri. And what do we do here? We as Solarisbank enable them through our KYC services to just like AML compliantly engage, onboard new customers. Second, we offer bank accounts and also cards that they can pay. You can see this wonderful, colorful Nuri card on the right side of this slide. And what we also do is we offer custody to Bitvala and their end customers, which is always combined with the tech that we offer, but also with the regulatory licenses. And why is this such a good example? Bitvala is Nuri is an expert in design, in talking to their end customers, the go-to-market strategy, a nice product. One of the pioneers in the German and European crypto ecosystem. They know best what they do, and so we let them concentrate on what they know best, and we take off the regulatory burden from them. That's what we do. And here, that perfectly comes down to our mission statement, which is driving digital asset adoption by enabling anyone to offer crypto to everyone. So who is this anyone? This anyone can be, as said, it can be a mobility app, it can be a shopping app, it can be a fintech, it can basically be anyone. They don't have to have an own bank account, a bank license. They don't have to have their own card issuing services. They don't have to have the custody license, the AML service, the KYC integration. All these things we can do because we are a platform. We have so many partners. Our prices are really low. We can just plug in our APIs and enable your end customers to engage with crypto. By that, driving differentiation and customer growth. That's our mission. And if you have any questions, I think we have 2 minutes left here. For further questions, you can see my contact details here. Thank you. And I think, Marcel, now it's to you.
Very good timing if you want to answer some questions, and there are some questions. Thank you, Julian Grigo. It's for me, it was amazing how much you could capture in such a short time. The first question from the audience is, does the use case you just described, so basically this integration of your regular bank and crypto, sorry, something was on my ear. Does this only work at Solarisbank, or are there also partnering banks or other institutions which you work with, which also offer this service?
So what is very important to mention here, we are a white label service provider. So we don't engage with the end customer of our partners. So let's take, for example, the good example of Nuri, or formerly known as Bitvala. So Nuri has their end customers. We don't directly market to them. We don't sell the product to them. It's upon our partner. We integrate, or our partner integrates our API, and then they can offer it to their end customers. It can be C customers, so retail clients, but it can also, in the case of Penta, for example, it's a B2B banking service provider. They offer banking solutions to businesses. And Penta does not offer crypto, but theoretically they could. And this is how we market. So there are a lot of different companies in the German market, Tomorrow, Penta, Contis, Vivid, many more, who are enabled through Solarisbank. And this in the future can also be done through crypto services. And Nuri is an example who already use our custody API.
Okay, great. Thanks. I think that's a very good answer. And connecting to that, could you shortly demarcate your solution to other existing solutions where, for example, an exchange, a crypto exchange, partnered up with a bank to provide similar services? Can you differentiate that very briefly?
Yeah, as you just said, in order to also have this full spectrum of, let's say, a KYC solution, a bank account, a card, issuing cards, maybe a lending product, crypto, custody, and brokerage, you usually need to cooperate with more companies than just one. Usually it's like 3, 4, or even more. With us, it's just one integration. That's the big difference. But of course, theoretically, you can, of course, there are banks that offer crypto, right? But then it gets really messy, where you really have to have this liquidity management, to have this instant trading, because fiat settlement, as said, does not work over the weekend, and many things like this, right? And this is what you can, I don't know if you can still see my chart on the right side. It's this most important thing here is it's a one-stop shop solution. And if you are not an expert in that. And if you really want to have a fast time to market and also a cheap solution, because you don't have to have this complex integrations with consultants working on that, I think Solarisbank is the place to go.
Great, thank you very much, Julian. I think from the questions you could already see that you really motivated people to want what you, what you described. Thank you very much.